Hello students, so welcome to the class of pole science of 12 arts, and today we will begin with another new topic of the South Asian countries that we read previously. We read previously about the 7 South Asian countries, out of which we will today try to read and understand about the military and democracy system in Pakistan. How was the military and how was the democratic system in Pakistan been running out till date? We will try to understand that. So today's topic is military and democracy in Pakistan. So after Pakistan framed its first constitution, General Ayub Khan took over the administration of the country and soon got himself elected. But he had to give up office when there was popular dissatisfaction against his rule. So as soon as India and Pakistan were both granted freedom, then after gaining freedom, Pakistan framed its first constitution. Clear? That is in the year 1947. Then their leader was General Ayub Khan. He was a military general, so the first rule was the military rule. So General Ayub Khan took over the administration of the country, that means of Pakistan, and soon got himself elected. So as a result, what happened? If the army chief has taken over the administration of Pakistan, he was obviously elected as the chief. But he had to give up office when there was popular dissatisfaction against his rule. But as soon as he got elected, he did not got to rule the country for a long period, but for a shorter period he only ruled Pakistan as the chief, and he had to give up his office. Give up means he has to resign from the office. And what was the reason? The reason was the people were not satisfied against his rule. Whatever the kind of ruling he was doing for the country Pakistan, the people over there were totally dissatisfied against his system of ruling. So based on the protest and based on staging protest and dissatisfaction, he resigned from that post. After that, this gave way to a military takeover under the rule of General Yahya Khan. Clear? Now first was the military rule, again second when General Ayub Khan resigned from his post, then again secondly gave way to a military takeover under the rule of General Yahya Khan. That was also, second rule was also the military rule, and that was being taken over by General Yahya Khan. During Yahya's military rule, Pakistan faced the Bangladesh crisis, and after war in Pakistan in 1971 with India, East Pakistan broke away to emerge as an independent country called Bangladesh. So two major things happened during Yahya Khan's military rule. That was the second type of rule in Pakistan after General Ayub Khan. So what happened actually when General Yahya Khan ruled Pakistan? At that time, firstly it led to Bangladesh crisis. Bangladesh means East Pakistan and West Pakistan was there. That we will read afterwards. Earlier Bangladesh was known as East Pakistan, but due to the protest of the people of East Pakistan, they got divided into a newly independent country named as Bangladesh. But Bangladesh before was known as East Pakistan. So this was the first incident that took place, and after that with India also they fought a war in 1971. Clear? Regarding this, the formation of Bangladesh only, the war with India happened in the year 1971. So under Yahya Khan's rule, two major incidents took place. One was the East Pakistan was broken into a new independent country called Bangladesh, and in 1971 it fought a war with India also. After that, an elected government under the leadership of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto came to power from 1971 to 77. Clear? General Yahya Khan's rule was up to 1971 only. After that, an elected government, that means you can say a democratic type of government came. and under the leadership of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto came to power from 1971 to 77. In a democratic form of government, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto was elected to power, and he and his party ruled Pakistan from 1971 to 77. The Bhutto government was removed by General Ziaul Haq in 1977. So, firstly it was military rule, second also it was military rule, third it was democratic rule, which was carried from 1971 to 77. Then again what happened? This Zulfikar Ali Bhutto government was removed by General Ziaul Haq in 1977. Again fourth, again the military rule came, and democratically rule under Bhutto government was removed by General Ziaul Haq in 1977. But he also faced a pro-democracy movement from 1982 onwards, and in this way an elected democratic government was established once again in 1988 under the leadership of Benazir Bhutto. So just look how the condition of Pakistan actually was going through, what it was actually the exact scene. First it was military rule, second also it was military rule, then third from 1971 to 77 it was a democratic rule. After that again the army took over from this democratic rule in 1977, and the leader was Ziaul Haq, but he also was not successful in running a long-term government. So exactly after 5 years, that means 77 to 82, he faced a protest from the people of Pakistan. The people of Pakistan protested against him, and the people of Pakistan demanded what? They demanded a democratic form of government. So from 1982 the people started protesting, and in 1988 again democratic form of government came, and again under the leadership of another leader, that was Benazir Bhutto, and she was a very popular leader of Pakistan. Clear? So you can say that the fourth rule by Ziaul Haq lasted from 1977 to 1988, nearly 11 years military rule was there. But due to the protest of the people from 1982 to 1988, just imagine, for 6 long years the people protested, and after that finally under the leadership of Benazir Bhutto the democratic form of government was again restored. So this phase of elective democracy lasted till 1999, when the army stepped in again and General Pervez Musharraf removed Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. So in this way what happened, 1988 onwards there was a democratic rule only until 1999. Again for 11 long years there was two phase of government, that was democratic. So you can say that in 1988 to 92 or 93 it was under the leadership of Benazir Bhutto. Clear? Again 1992 to 99 till 99 it was another Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. So you can say that 1988 to 99, 11 long years there was the democratic form of government running in Pakistan. But again what happened? Again the same thing happened. Again the army stepped in, and under the leadership of General Pervez Musharraf removed Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. Clear? This incident you know about because it is in class 9. Clear? Class 9 or class 10 most probably. So again what happened? The army rule came, and the army under the leadership of General Pervez Musharraf removed Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, and again from 1999 onwards Pakistan was run with a military rule. Clear? So first military rule, second term was also military rule, then third democracy was there, fourth again military rule, fifth it was very nicely run for 11 long years in the form of democratic rule. Again number 6 was the military rule from 1999 onwards. In 2001, General Pervez Musharraf got elected as president, but since 2008, democratically elected leaders have been ruling Pakistan. So as 1999 was the year in which the army under the leadership of General Pervez Musharraf took over the power of the democratically formed government Nawaz Sharif, and they took the charge of ruling Pakistan. Then 2 years after, in 2001, General Pervez Musharraf got elected as president. Clear? 2001 onwards there was again the military rule. You can say that 1999 onwards only there was a military rule, but in 2001 the army chief himself got elected as president. Till when? Till 2008. 7 years he ruled Pakistan as president, being a military chief. But since 2008, democratically elected leaders have been ruling Pakistan. But what is the story, or what is the actual condition of Pakistan right now? So right now, since 2008 onwards, that means till date 2008 to 2020, there has always been democratically elected leaders that have been ruling Pakistan. That on the other hand, you can tell that 2008 onwards till date, that means 2020, there have been always a democratic form of government, and the elections are held democratically and the leaders are elected for ruling Pakistan or to rule Pakistan. Since 2008 there has been a democratical form of government. Clear? After that, several factors contributed to the Pakistan's failure in building a stable democracy. Clear? So as we can see from the above story of Pakistan, that many a times there was military rule, again sometimes there was democratic form of government, so vice versa, or you can say that alternate. First twice it was military rule, then the third time was democratically formed government, then again fourth was the military rule, then again fifth was being ruled by the democratic leaders, then again sixth it came like military rule took over from the democratically elected governments. Like that it has been going on in Pakistan. So what are the reasons actually for Pakistan's failure in building a stable democracy? Clear? If we take example of India has never experienced such kind of things, and it has been successfully running the democratic form of government since 1947 to till date, that means 2020. So but its neighbor conditions is not so good regarding its establishment of democracy. It should have also followed democracy, but due to some reasons Pakistan has always been a failure in building a stable democracy. Clear? So what are the reasons actually? Let us read. Number 1, the social dominance of the military, clergy and land-owning aristocracy has led to the frequent overthrow of elected governments. The first and foremost reason that Pakistan is unable to establish a stable democracy is the reason that the military dominance, the land-owning aristocrat dominance has always been there. That means rich people's dominance is always there in the formation of government, and apart from that the military rule, or you can say the military dominance is always there. Clear? So when the aristocrat and the military will actually dominate in any country, then what will happen? They will form a powerful group and they will overtake the government at any time. So this was the actual case in Pakistan also. Their dominance was very much prevalent. Secondly, Pakistan's conflict with India made the pro-military groups more powerful. They justified that the army's stay will save Pakistan from external attacks. And the second thing that was there was that Pakistan's army always made the people understand that if being attacked by any other country, then the military will always save Pakistan from any external forces. This was the justification that was given to the people of Pakistan. And in this way what happened? They were themselves adjust at the as the what? As the good groups or the powerful groups in comparison to the democratically formed leaders. They were justifying that the military are the powerful, not the democratic leaders, because if being attacked any day or any time by the external forces, then who will save Pakistan? The military. So this was the second justification, baseless, you can say. The justification was baseless in regard, in which it was Pakistan was not able to bring a stable democracy. Clear? The first was also related to the dominance of military, and the second was also related to the power of military. Now let us come to the third part, that is, what is the third reason? The lack of genuine international support for democratic rule in Pakistan has also encouraged the military to continue its dominance. And the third and the most important point is that why is Pakistan not able to actually give a stable democracy in its own country? Is the reason that Pakistan never got international support. That means from the outside country, just as you can say the agency, the international organization like the UNO, or the powerful countries like Russia or the United States of America have never supported or never have stand for the proposal of establishing a democratic form of government in Pakistan. They never showed any interest in setting up democratic rule in Pakistan. So this was also the reason that Pakistan was not able to actually establish a stable democracy in the country. Clear? So with this we come to the end of the topic, and in today's topic we actually read about what was the military and the democracy in Pakistan. That means how was the military ruled and how was the democratic rule was actually imposed in Pakistan. Clear? And we also read about what were the factors actually that led to the failure of Pakistan in building a stable democracy. The number one was the dominance of military was there. Number two was it was justified or it was shown like the army can only protect Pakistan from external attacks. And number three was the lack of genuine international support, which they never got. So in this way they were never successful actually in establishing a stable democracy in its country. But the good news is that from 2008 onwards it has always been conducting elections in a regular basis, and the leaders are elected democratically till 2020. So I hope that whatever the points I have made you understand today about the military and democracy in Pakistan is very much clear in your mind. So with this I wind up today's topic. Thank you.